All right, hey, it's Tim Reha here live at Electrify Expo in Seattle. We got BJ Birtwell, the CEO and founder of the organization. So excited to be here. Lots of good product. How are you doing?
Doing great. We're back. This is our third year in Washington. The state of Washington is an early adopter of EVs, so they're ready for a show like this. And not only this, but there's so much to see. This goes way beyond what Tesla has to offer. I mean, Tesla's doing an awesome job. They brought out their Cybertruck, EV Cybertruck.
Yeah, I saw that
now.
last year. Yeah,
It's insane. But so many different manufacturers here, and not just EVs, but also e-bikes, scooters, skateboards, e-motorcycles. I mean, everything that pretty much can move you around the batteries here.
Yeah, we just saw the Jackrabbit's one of my favorite products. It's a small EV bike. In Washington State, for you guys that should be in the know, is won $1 billion clean hydrogen grant to be part of the basically future power of America's. And then we also have the grid. So grid technology at Pacific Northwest Labs is an $80 billion battery research facility. So this is one of the epicenters on the planet. We're glad you could bring everything to the table this year. I heard there's some products being launched that's never been seen before.
Yeah, it's really great. I mean, there are manufacturers here that utilize Electrify Expo to launch new products. Sometimes they don't even tell us it's coming; they just surprise us. Like yesterday, I found out that the Lucid Gravity was going to be here.
Oh, cool!
Now, I've been following that car specifically because the three-row SUV market is such a huge market and really important to the growth of EVs. Because when you look at the U.S. consumer, that is one of the most popular vehicles bought is a three-row SUV. And you look around right now, there's not many three-row SUVs out there. You've got the Kia EV9, you've got a couple others. So now that you have Gravity coming in, and obviously some others down the line, it's really great to see Gravity in. Gorgeous vehicle. But not just them. I mean, a variety of different auto manufacturers here that are bringing out all types of new things. It's not a one-horse race any longer.
Totally. So I was test driving the Bramo electric motorcycles years ago, and then we had Elon Musk at Future Review bring the first. It's basically the Lotus Elise Tesla, the first Roadster. Yeah, that was out back in 2008, all the way today. Where are we at? COVID created a huge turmoil, but also propelled the industry. And now we're in an interesting transition from what's going on in China to the United States. But you've got the radar, so I'm kind of curious to figure out.
Well, I mean, I think we're following the traditional adoption curve of new technology. So whether that be iPhone, 10, 15 years ago, it's like there is an early adopter ramp up. And then after the people who were more sustainability minded and eco-conscious minded and maybe early adopters of tech, they automatically gravitated towards EVs. You didn't have to convince them to go EV. They had really already made up their mind to go electric. When they came into our show, they could talk shop, they could talk ampage, they could talk kilowatts per hour. Like that whole scene is gone. They've already made their choice to go electric. They've bought their vehicles for the most part. So now what we're getting is a wave of the next generation of consumer who are really just trying to
I'm so sorry.
This new wave of consumer who's just really trying to check out what this whole electric thing means.
Yeah.
This new wave of consumer, they are full of skepticism.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of overall EV curious. And so this festival is critical to the growth of that market because you cannot understand EVs by watching a TV ad, reading a print ad, or reading an article online. You have to experience the new technology.
You literally have to
in order to get it, right? So that's what we're doing here. It's full of this is a million square feet full of demo experience. So that's what we're here to do is really put people behind the wheel of these vehicles so they can have their light bulb moment like I did. Like I was a gas guy. Like I grew up customizing cars.
Yeah.
If I couldn't smell or hear it, you would never get me behind the wheel of that car.
Yeah.
And that's how I always thought about cars until I drove an EV. So if you were to ask me about EVs before I drove one, I would have tell you they're toasters on wheels.
Yeah.
Like they're an appliance. Like they're not for me, but I had never driven one.
Yeah.
And then I drove one and it's like, boom, I had my light bulb moment and everything changed. And I think that's where we are right now with the state of the industry. Like a lot of people don't get it, and we need to get them in the seat of these things in order for them to get it. Once you drive one and experience it, you're really not going back.
Yeah.
It's very unlikely for you to go back to gas.
I noticed that first Tesla was just like, it's a different experience, it's quiet, it's smooth. And then the acceleration that powers the program, especially when you go to these light electric motorcycles, crazy cars, all this fun stuff. So, how did you get started here anyway?
Well, my background is in automotive, which is probably no surprise. But I've always loved cars, and so I wanted to be in the industry. And Started in marketing and advertising positions for different automotive aftermarket. And then I went to go work for Chrysler. So I worked for Chrysler Corporate and ran a marketing division for their company for a while. And and then I paired that with concert production. I later went to a
Your show tag.
I went to a company who was producing large live concerts all over the
LNG Entertainment.
all over. Well, that was Dub. So I was able to co-produce along with those guys from Dub. They were concerts for Gwen Stefani or Snoop Dogg or all these huge artists, Ludacris, and all these other artists. So I got this whole event production, but then I had an automotive passion. And I just put it all together, and here we are.
Cool. Yeah, it's a huge. I work events. You guys see me everywhere, but I want to thank you because this is not easy to put this many cats. So if we walk through quickly through the expo, what is the experience to see? The event's going till Sunday. Get down here, go to Electrify Expo and get tickets. What's the experience that you brought to the show? 1 million square feet today.
Yeah, it's all things electric. So it's really fun for all ages and experience for all ages. So, we have plenty of automotive experiences for you.
Yeah.
So there's not just the EV demos of all of the brands that are here.
Yeah.
We also have a thrill zone where, Ford is whipping people around a thrill zone.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, you're hearing those tires, in the background. So, and then, on the e-bike side, e-scooter side, e-skateboards, we have a full electric kids zone.
Oh, yeah, awesome.
Yeah. So, we have all types of different experiences.
That's taken off like when Tony Hawk created the first video game for kids skateboarding became not a crime, and we got to parks, and now I see kids riding on everything.
Yeah, I don't know if the whole skate or die Powell Peralta thing is back.
Yeah.
But electric skateboarding is definitely growing. In fact, we dedicate at some of our events. We have a racing league.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Which is very popular, and these guys are going 50 miles an hour around these tracks. So really, there's something here for everyone. And really, what we're trying to do is when you come to Electrify Expo, you don't feel pressure from anybody or anything like. There's no dealers here. There's no dealers looking over your shoulder saying, buy this today. So what we want to do is we're not pushing anything on anybody. We let you come here, experience it. And I think once you experience it, you're going to get it.
Yeah.
But we just want you to experience all things electric.
Yeah, BJ. So we're going to wrap. Do you have anything else you want to cover while we're here on camera?
Just come on down this weekend. Come check out the festival. If you don't make it here to Seattle, we do these 8 times around the country.
Yeah.
For most major markets.
Cool, yeah. It's worth coming down 2 days. I always like to come down the first day and then the next day really get to dive in. So thanks for being on the show. Congratulations, and we'll see you.
Thank you very much.